better than Mahomes.
What is up,
No, but
everyone? It is September 18th, 2019. Week 3, Chiefs home opener. We have Jackson and Sam. Guys, how you doing?
you just called John Sam. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
I'm sorry, John.
What on earth?
Wow, you don't even recognize John.
You know
I
what?
see how it is.
Well,
I might just have to leave. I don't know.
Let's
I
see
mean,
how it
that
is.
wouldn't be a
Apparently, I'm
shocker.
Sam though.
It's not the first
Not-
time.
Not.
That is true.
Wow,
That
that's a
is
low
true.
blow.
I'll take it.
All right. Well, I take it that you guys are doing fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing
I'm
fine.
doing great.
All right. So what we're going to talk about tonight, guys, we will be talking about Drew Brees being out for 6 weeks, Ben Roethlisberger being out for the whole year. All right. So Chiefs actually winning, or not actually. They looked bad for a little bit.
Yeah, for 3 quarters.
John believed in everyone. Jesus,
I
he's getting
did.
a phone call.
That
Someone's
is me.
getting a pissing phone call.
Oh my God.
Who still uses a home phone?
Yeah.
Like, it's 2019. What the hell?
Okay, well, when your dad's 61, then so you know.
John with an incredible fart. Just
All right.
amazing.
Let's just move this on. This has been a pretty disastrous start.
All right.
So,
Let's just get right into
Kind
it.
of like last week.
yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like it's like
Let's
tradition
talk
at this
about
point.
it. Week
Let's do
2
it.
against at Raiders, first quarter. I want to say we started out with 2 3-and-outs. No,
I don't think there were 3-and-outs, but they
they
were
were pretty short drives.
yeah, not
rough
long
possessions.
drives.
We have a group chat, and there was 2 different opinions. Jackson said we were going to lose this game after 2 drives, and John said, just wait.
And,
John
and there
left
was
the group
one
chat.
right opinion and there was one wrong opinion.
Okay, but there's one that isn't always entirely serious.
So what
and
we're
there's
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you were definitely. being
you
serious.
backed it up
You were
pretty
being
hard,
serious.
though.
Yeah.
okay.
We went into it. That
You
whole first
understand.
quarter, I
You
was
two should
tight.
understand more than anyone that during a game I don't talk logically at all. Everything I say is
not even-
illogical.
So why do you
Remotely.
think why'd you think there wasn't a chance we weren't going to beat the Raiders?
Why did I think so? Because we came out and we looked pissing flat. That's how I'm gonna say it. Our defense was trash on the first 2 drives. It was hot garbage, and then our offense really didn't look that well. Mahomes missed a throw to McCole on a 3rd down, but we did. It was the first time in the Mahomes era we went the first quarter without scoring any points. So I was a little pissed.
Season.
Yeah, and I was a little pissed off, but it is what it is. We scored 28 in the second, and basically once we started executing like we knew we could, we were the better team, and which was obvious.
I don't know. We were the better team in the second quarter.
We were a better team than Oakland.
Absolutely.
They are getting better, and I could see them maybe winning like 6 games this year, but that's honestly not impossible. They might win 6, maybe 7, who knows? But yeah, they definitely are still not on the playing field of Kansas City. You have to take into account that Kansas City literally doesn't have like the biggest weapon in the entire NFL right now in Tyreek Hill. So I mean, to put up 28 is still impressive when you don't have Tyreek Hill. And they should have put up more, to be honest. They just kind of
there should have been a touchdown to McCole, but LaShawn McCoy decided to hold.
which was a hold. I mean,
Yeah,
John,
it absolutely was. I was just pissed in the moment.
it was the
like,
replay showed it, but
What a terrible call.
but yeah, it definitely was a hold. But
All right, and then John.
but yeah,
Why did you still have confidence in the Chiefs after the first?
Because it's Patrick pissing Mahomes. I don't even think I have to say much more than that. He's the greatest quarterback in NFL history, and I'm going to keep pounding that down your guys' throats for as long as he plays in the NFL. I don't even care what happens.
I never
the greatest.
doubted Pat Mahomes. I will say that.
Yeah,
I doubt
don't
the
think anyone
team.
doubted. I doubted the defense. That's what I
No,
doubted.
You doubted Mahomes before he started because the year before he started,
No,
I
the
said that
year
he was,
before I started, yeah, I totally saw something bad happening. I was like, "There's just."
because I said he'll be top 5 in passing yards in like February of that year, and then you were like, "Stop giving him unrealistic expectations," and then look at him go.
Yeah.
So I've been on the Mahomes train for a while, but
Jackson
just an
will
odd-
never let that go. If you
just a
ever
little
meet
flex.
Jackson in real life,
well, I mean, it's one of the better calls I've ever had. Is had from Mahomes being a great quarterback. Because there was a lot of critics, and we took him. A lot of people were bashing the Chiefs for taking him that high, and that's just
Yep. We didn't want Deshaun Watson.
Right.
Moved to Clemson.
There's a lot more to talk about. Let's continue
we
with the
need to
Chiefs. Jalen Ramsey wants out.
Heck yeah. Get him. But also, probably, it depends. If
Here's
the
the
price
thing.
is right,
Depends.
get him.
You know
For
though.
who?
You
For who?
know that. Okay, well you don't on 100% know, but you figure it's a rental. It's really unlikely that he's going to resign.
It's a year and a half rental. He's through 2020.
Yes, but I mean, I don't know. It's a gray area. You have to make sure he wants to be here before you can make that trade for sure.
Oh,
If
he
you're
said he wants to win. He wants to be here.
if you're Clark Hunt though, you have to sit down with Jalen and his his agent and see, just talk to him about shit before you can really go ahead and throw away a big draft pick away to go
Or
get
draft
him.
picks,
I don't
for
know
that
why
matter.
you think these are big draft picks. I get it's a first-round pick, but if the Chiefs
Okay,
continue to do what
every
they're doing,
first-round pick-
this is a early second-round pick if you really look at it.
Every
Yeah, go
first round pick matters. I mean, you look at some of these great guys and every draft pick matters for that matter. I mean, look at how many good players on our team right now
I will give you that.
weren't first round picks. I mean, for crying out loud, Kelsey was a third. I mean, so when you say you're overrating the pick, I feel like a pick is more important than a lot of people want to give it credit for.
I mean,
That's
really the only first-round pick that we've had that's showed potential, Mahomes.
I mean, you definitely have instrumental first round picks on the team. I mean,
And you want to know the other person that comes to my mind?
D Ford,
Morris Claiborne.
Eric Fisher. How's that working out?
Eric Fisher has been serviceable at left
And
tackle.
has also lost us a playoff game. I know, right?
We lost that playoff game as a unit. Okay, that we did.
Okay.
You can tell me.
John's like, do I want to argue?
The thing is, Smith lost us that game, in my opinion. Because
Yeah, I mean, I hate Alex Smith too. So
he refused to push the ball down the field all night long, and then we got one great drive and a 2-point conversion, one shot at it, we got it, but holding, which it was kind of holding, kind of not. In that situation, if you're a ref, you typically let it go, but piss us, right? And so they called it. But regardless, Eric Fisher has not been a terrible left tackle, and it's important to note that, I mean, that was a waste of the first overall pick, but he's definitely been important. Just throwing picks out there is not the exact ideal situation, regardless of if you're contending or not. I understand certain moves have to be made, but I just don't really like the idea of throwing away a lot of picks.
Just a little side note, Eric Fisher is out for 4 to 6 weeks after having a surgery on a core muscle, I want to say it was. But
Yeah,
John, what are your thoughts on Jalen Ramsey wanting out?
I mean, I think it all depends on if the price is right. I think 2 first-round picks is a little bit of a stretch for a 2-year rental, especially when I think that, I mean, we're still legitimate contenders this year either way, with or without him. A first and a second, I feel like I'd almost be willing to pull the trigger, but there is some value to picks, especially when we're about to throw presumably a record deal at Patrick Mahomes once extension is eligible.
I have this question. Who do you think will be better overall in their career, Marcus Peters or Jalen Ramsey?
Jalen Ramsey.
He's already been better.
He already is. Okay.
Wait.
But
Not even close.
but
Who the hell is Marcus Peters?
Yeah, who is that guy?
That dude has been so irrelevant so far as a Ram. Like,
okay,
get him the
like,
piss out of here.
That's not his name. I'm like 100% sure it was his name.
No, it's his name,
Yeah.
but he's just irrelevant as hell.
He's
I mean,
not
that dude-
irrelevant. He
that dude gets
ended the
burnt
game
hard.
he ended the game for us last week.
Th-
Or last
week,
year.
that was because Mahomes' arm got hit. That was not really Marcus doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, the ball just flew directly to
And I
him.
thought he
It's
had
like,
was
a really big impact in the NFC
He-
Championship. Didn't he pick it off?
No, it was someone else that picked it off. But I mean, regardless, he gets burnt all the time. He doesn't even like to tackle, so he's not even considered a top corner. A top corner is a guy like Jalen Ramsey or Stephon Gilmore, guys that are willing to tackle and actually don't get burnt on every other play.
All right, but what I was saying, my point is Jalen Ramsey is better than Marcus Peters, but I feel like
Yeah.
at the same time, we traded Marcus Peters for what, a 4th and a 6th round or 4th and a 5th?
4th and a 2nd.
We got a 2nd out of him?
Oh yeah, I mean he had
I
high
thought,
value.
yeah, that's
He
why
had
I thought it was.
he had high value when he left here. We got a second out of that,
I thought it
but
was a fourth and a fifth. But anyway, I would say Jalen Ramsey for either a first and a third round pick or 2 second round picks and 1 third round pick. I'm not giving 2 first round picks.
yeah, 2 firsts is something I would only give for someone that's a generational
That's
player.
Mahomes.
And
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's offering that at all, especially for a 2-year rental. The Jags are going to have to figure out that bottom line is they're wasting their time not cashing in on him. And the value is going to go down and down and down.
And it's not like he's a cheap player at that. Next year, he's scheduled to make $13 million. So you have to account for that as well.
Yeah, there's cap implications, definitely.
And then after that, if you want to try and re-sign him, it's just going to be worse. So you definitely have to keep that into consideration.
Uh-huh.
I felt like, and I'm going to maybe cut you off here, but I wanted to talk about the Steelers getting Minkah Fitzpatrick. I thought, honestly, Miami was pretty smart to do that deal. What are your guys' thoughts on that deal? It's basically Fitzpatrick for a first. There's some like other picks in there, but that's the basis of it.
I mean, who would ever think this year's Dolphins team some player on that team would be a first round pick?
I mean,
he just was, so I mean,
that's kind of a whack trade for me. From the Steelers' point of view, I think the Dolphins cashed in greatly. But what are the Steelers doing?
They're
gone. They're not making the playoffs.
To be honest, no, they're not. But to be honest, I don't think they made the deal for this year specifically, and that's my take on it.
I think really just screwed up terribly.
What the thing is with Pittsburgh, however, is that they are going to have Minkah Fitzpatrick for 4 seasons now, and so you never know if you draft a guy like Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, which now they can't draft a quarterback in this draft like that, but the next year, I mean, you don't know. I mean, that defense for Pittsburgh was really good, but got really old, and they're rebuilding it. And they drafted Devin Bush, and now their secondary is terrible because Steven Nelson's a part of it. LOL.
God, what an idiot.
But yeah, my point comes back to, I mean, you just needed to get younger defensively, and if you see a guy like that on the market, gosh, I mean, for a team that's contending, I would understand giving up a first, but Pittsburgh probably is going to end up with a top 10 pick now. So that's risky. You're betting a lot on Mason Rudolph to finish out the season and hope that first round pick isn't terrible. But yeah, the other thing that goes into it is, can you find a corner as good, or a safety, or a guy in the secondary as good as Minkah Fitzpatrick in this year's draft? And if you ask the Steelers, I'm guessing they don't think they can.
Yeah, it still seems a little bit odd to me, just with the implications that they have going forward.
So let's talk about the Steelers too. After you're done, John.
No. I mean, that's pretty much all I had to say. That's going to be a relatively high pick, too. I mean, unless they really think that Mason Rudolph is going to somehow get them into the playoffs, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, we've seen Tim Tebow bring the Broncos to the playoffs.
But the thing,
but he had a lethal defense over there.
But again, I think
miracles.
Basically, what Pittsburgh did was they basically said, all right, there's no way a guy, or in their mind, they said there's no way a guy will be in the secondary in this draft as good as Minkah Fitzpatrick. We've got to just cash in and get him right now. And so, if that's their guy they really are they're high on, then, I don't really blame them.
All right. Let's talk about the Steelers. You said they're not likely to make the playoffs. That's I'm going to assume, even though before Big Ben got hurt, it was still going to be hard to make the playoffs, but now it's almost impossible to make the playoffs for the Steelers.
Yep.
Do you think this is the end of Big Ben?
It should be.
Even though he has announced he wants to come back.
I don't think he wants to. You read his body language, and he looks like he's miserable out there. I tell you what it is the end of is Mike Tomlin, because that team is going to be terrible this year, and I really doubt that he has a chance to keep his job if that team misses the playoffs, regardless of the situation. After what happened last year and now this, I think you're put in a situation to where Pittsburgh might want to move on. And so I think if he moves on, then maybe Roethlisberger should just call it quits. Roethlisberger, he's a guy that's accomplished a lot in this league, but these last couple of years he's been pretty poor turning the football over. So I don't think he really has anything left to do.
All right, John?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably it. And even if he does come back, not exactly a year of great relevance for Big Ben. I can't see the Steelers becoming anything all that crazy with him at the helm. I think they honestly should look into another direction. And if he wants to take a shot with another team, I think that's really the only option for him because he has virtually no. I mean, he has Juju and James Conner, and I think James Conner is a bit not good. It just doesn't seem like a great situation for him, especially with how bad that defense has been. And yeah, maybe he makes a return back with the Steelers, but they couldn't achieve legitimate contender material, especially with the teams they have to go against with New England and the Chiefs and Baltimore. So looks like a bit of a dead end for the Steelers at this point.
Who are we playing as, Patrick? The Chiefs are playing the Ravens at home at noon on Sunday. But there's also another huge quarterback injury, and that was Drew Brees. Drew Brees is out 6 weeks. He will not be placed on the injury reserve.
May I just say something real quick?
Yes.
Drew Brees, you're a fucking pussy. You lost me my fantasy game.
Oh my.
Okay? I literally lost by one.
I know how you feel.
I lost by 1 point, and you scored negative points for me.
We
literally
lost by 60. I lost
literally
by
if
60.
Literally, if I just didn't play you, I would have. You are a fucking thumb, dude. Just throw with the other hand. Patrick does it all the time. Just get the hell.
Minka Fitz is in Pittsburgh, and I actually lost by 6, not 60. Don't know where I said 60.
Yeah, well, I lost by 1, and it was mainly because of Drew Brees.
But that didn't work out so well.
It was mainly because of Drew Brees and freaking Nick Chubb.
Just tuned in. Not so sure if you guys already talked about it, but do you think the Chiefs should pursue Jalen Ramsey? We did talk about it, but we all me and John both agree for sure that the Chiefs should definitely pursue Jalen Ramsey. Jackson, it depends on what they give him.
Yeah, and I'm also kind of on that terms. 2 first-rounders. Yeah, we all agree.
We all agree. 2 first-rounders is a no-go.
Yeah, that's a little much. That's what they gave up for.
To sign an extension.
That's what they gave up for Khalil Mack. And I don't think Jalen makes that.
What about?
I'd say Khalil was worth it.
What would you say to a first-rounder and a Marcus Robinson?
Well, no, that's what the Jaguars were talking about. They said they'll take our first-round pick and a starting player.
I don't think I could give up, and I know this sounds silly, but I don't think I could give up to Marcus Robinson
after what just happened, and for the next.
Not
6
right
weeks,
now.
Need him.
He's your wide receiver 2 right now. You can't give that up. And let's be real. I hope it doesn't happen, but Watkins has a bad injury history. There's a very good chance he might have to step in and be wide receiver 1 for a little bit. So, I feel like it's really hard to trade that. The chemistry he has with Mahomes is just. You can't just throw another guy in there and recreate that right now.
Yeah, so I absolutely agree. I think that is kind of the most reasonable if we're talking about them wanting a player.
Yes, we do. We know we have McCole Hardman, but once you the reason the Chiefs are such a hard offense to stop is you can't double cover Watkins, Hill, Kelsey. That's 6 men. And then you throw in McCole Hardman sometimes with those 3, and then you throw in a running back sometimes.
Yeah,
there's no way you can cover all of those dudes where they're all locked down by 2 defenders. One of them will be open.
Yep.
We're deep 100%. At wide receiver, but what we're not deep in right now is healthy wide receivers. Like Jackson said, Watkins is gonna get hurt. We know it. He will get hurt for maybe 1 week, and if it's 1 week, good. But that's what we drafted McCole Hardman for. Yeah, it was for Tyreek Hill. But Tyreek Hill is now here. McCole Hardman is just someone that can look up to Tyreek Hill, kind of like how Mahomes looked up to Smith. And hopefully McCole Hardman can turn into a Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, McCole is definitely an instrumental part of the offense already.
Yeah.
He should have had 2 touchdowns last week. He showed that he's just got amazing speed and athleticism. And you say that, we're deep at wide receiver. Well, why would we get rid of that depth? I know you want to get better defensively, but having a great wide receiver core is part of the reason that we're so good is like you lose the depth.
That's why the Patriots are now the favorite, because they have Josh Gordon, Julian Edelman, and Antonio Brown.
Yeah, they're definitely deep too, but I'm just saying you can't really right now, at least, get rid of Demarcus Robinson while Tyreek's hurt.
And I'm glad we didn't. And late July.
Pringle is a beat. Pringle. I don't think Pringle's on the team anymore, is he?
No.
Yeah, he's still on the team.
No.
Really?
He
I thought he
is?
got cut.
Yeah, I thought he
No,
got cut.
he got cut, and then we cut Tremont Smith, and we put Pringle back on the team.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
I thought it was
right.
the other way around.
Because Tremont Smith signed with Green Bay.
Yeah.
All right.
Saw that.
Anyway.
But
Go
yeah.
on, Jackson.
I don't really know what else I was gonna say.
Okay.
Patrick says D'Anthony Thomas and Byron Pringle, but Byron's never played in the NFL,
Those
so
aren't
that
wide receivers, really.
yeah,
Those
D'Anthony
aren't
Thomas is not a
people-
reliable guy.
Yeah, not at this point. Neither of them are ones you want to be banking on.
Yeah.
Let's get back into the Saints. And now that Jackson got out, that Drew Brees lost him his game, how big of a loss is this for the Saints? They have Teddy Bridgewater, who has shown potential of being a starting quarterback. We all know that one year when he played for the Vikings, it went Jets. Was it for the? No, it's for the Vikings. I don't know why I said Jets. But no, we all know Bridgewater can fill the 6 weeks, and the Saints should be fine. But my question is, do you think the Saints will be fine?
No.
I can pull up their
That's all I
schedule
gotta
if
say.
you would like to know.
I would say hell no. I would double down on that.
They play the Seahawks, the Cowboys, the Buccaneers, the Jags,
W.
the Bears,
Maybe. L.
and the Cardinals.
Probably a
That's a
win.
dub.
But I mean, here's the thing: is that division looks so damn mediocre at this point that they
Exactly.
might be able to win it. But I mean, Drew Brees. I know it was just very short sample size, but he didn't even look that good when he was healthy this year. And that's kind of how he looked at the end of last year. So I'm not even sure the Saints are in a good position even when he gets back. So I don't know. I think the Saints are in a bad spot right
He
now.
does have weapons, though.
Yeah, he has
I
Michael
mean-
Thomas, Alvin Kamara,
Jared
Logan.
Cook.
yeah.
But I mean, last
Taysom Hill,
week
whatever
was
his name is.
atrocious for Teddy Bridgewater. He played like hot garbage when he got in the game.
I mean, that's really
Pretty-
what you expect, and we can also
Pretty much
talk
dumped
about
thumbs. I mean,
mano y mano, Sam Darnold and the Jets. They are now on their third string quarterback, Luke Folk.
Yeah, we
I
want-
think that's his name.
Talk about mono. I'll bring in a
Wait.
discussion to the table that a certain member of this group has brought to our
knew this was
personal
about to
group
happen.
chat that drove me absolutely nutso this Saturday because to me it was an absolutely
What are you talking
lunatic level of a
Oh, he
take
knows.
by Jackson, who said that it's unacceptable for an NFL quarterback to get sick.
about? Oh,
No, there's
That
a
is
really
difference.
what that
No,
dude.
no,
I was
no,
just
no, no,
scrolling
no.
through.
No.
That was the whole
I said
premise.
to get mono. There's a difference between just.
It's the
getting
same
a-
thing.
Here's the thing:
It's
if
contracted
you're an
the same
NFL
way.
quarterback, you have to take every precaution not to get sick to the point where you can't play. You have to be more careful than other people. That's just the way it is.
Okay,
You-
but then you can't say it's unacceptable for a quarterback to get hurt. Yeah, sorry that he doesn't have a freaking impenetrable immune system, and that when he probably accidentally came in contact with mono, he should have been like, well, I'm an NFL quarterback, so I shouldn't touch this doorknob and then accidentally put my
I mean,
hand
but
up
we
to my
don't
face.
even
You
know
guys are
that's
new
how.
here. This is.
What-
whatever,
We're
your
not even sure that he got it from touching a doorknob. He could have got it from swapping spit with a girl or maybe a guy. Who knows? Maybe he's gay.
podcast.
I don't even know.
Oh my god.
I mean, to play
Okay.
quarterback for the Jets, you might be, but I don't know. That's just my opinion.
That's just a ridiculous premise. to
It's
put
not
upon
that
someone.
ridiculous to say that if let's say he
That
got
it's
it.
not unacceptable
Let's
for
say
him
he
to
got,
get sick.
let's say he got it from kissing. What?
Okay,
would-
no more kissing. If you're an NFL quarterback and you kiss someone, you
I
are
mean-
So then
irresponsible.
Tom Brady should be gone after he kisses kids.
Kiss
Yeah.
someone that has
Tom Brady-
mono.
How is he supposed to know that? And even if it literally it usually isn't even through kissing. That's just can't.
I mean, it can
done.
be after you drank after someone. It could be a lot of things.
It can be
but-
anything as simple as like a particle on a table that you accidentally get.
particle.
Like germs
And
are not
that-
just simple
and that,
things.
ladies
that you,
and gentlemen, is why we wash our hands and prevent that from occurring.
yeah, because every time he touches the surface, you know what he needs to do? He's like, shoot, I probably should wash my hands now.
Sand
No.
Hell yes.
That's ridiculous. The standards
Yes.
that you're placing upon NFL quarterbacks is that they should be placed in a vacuum chamber for basically when they're not practicing. They should just have to sit in this chamber alone.
I would not
And-
mind that.
have their food literally nuked for them inside of that chamber and just ridiculous things like that. The
They spend their
expectations that you're
seasons at
placing upon
hotel.
people is just
Where do
insane.
you think he got it? Come on, says Trent.
I mean, either way. And like look at this. Well, okay, not exactly statistics, but it's not just one way that he could have gotten it. Like, yeah, that's funny. It might have been that, and if it was, then that's still pretty hilarious. But even then, that's such a real. That's crazy. I mean, what should we tell Patrick that Brittany could have mono? So
Okay, but Brittany, if she had mono, would know better than to kiss Patrick. I mean, that's
Well,
just
They would break up.
yeah.
She
for
would
the
do
time
one
being.
for the city. She would
for
do
the
one
time
for the city.
for the time being, they would separate.
I mean,
for-
honestly,
would sure
Kansas
hope
City
so.
would probably make them break up.
no, I wouldn't make them break up. I just make them not be
go on a
together
little
for
break.
the.
Go on a little break.
Yeah, not be around each other. Wow.
Brittany, go to Alaska, and then Patrick can play the rest of the season. You guys can link back up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Patrick
mean,
got
see-
mono. It would be suicide season in Kansas City.
Oh, nope.
Not literally. God,
No.
make a fucking
Mm.
joke. It's
I
not-
can
don't
already
know.
see if this podcast for some odd reason gets big. That's the clip that's gonna haunt us.
okay.
Yep, and every
Um,
time we make a legitimate news report, that clip is just
That's
get
gonna be in
spammed on our
the
Twitter.
replies.
Hey, I didn't tell anybody to. I just said it would be
Jackson was
As-
talking about himself.
metaphorically. I wasn't talking about myself.
Probably me. I mean,
Yeah,
let's be
John
honest.
Is,
Yeah,
John
for
is
being
at the
honest.
biggest risk. All right.
I love Patrick
um,
Mahomes.
Let's see.
What else happened in the
Let's just go
NFL on
into pick 'em.
Sunday?
Let's just go into pick 'em.
Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the NFL, and it's not even close. That's all we
True.
have for you guys.
Let us
Um,
know what.
on
Hey,
Saturday.
we are about to go into our NFL game picks of the week. Let us know who you guys have winning the games in the comment. Just type who you have. You can put score if you want. Let's just get right into it. Starting off with tomorrow night. Who knows? The Tennessee Titans versus maybe Jalen
Jesus
Ramsey and
Christ.
the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, the Jaguars are pretty good for a college team.
Gardner
so-
Gardner Minshew practices sometimes naked or stretches sometimes naked. That's all the way. Jaguars by far.
Yeah, Jags, no doubt. Why is there even a doubt here?
I mean,
I'm taking
if you have a
Tennessee.
quarterback that
Oh my God, you're taking Marcus Mariota over the guy that does band arm curls naked.
Yeah, but
in the
he only
locker.
put up.
Jackson,
He only.
if
I took.
you
I, he,
have to
he only
feel
got.
so comfortable about yourself to stretch naked in front of other teammates.
Okay, but it didn't look like he felt comfortable when he played the Texans because
Well,
he took
because
an
the
L.
Texans are good.
I
The
mean,
Texans-
in fairness, they didn't go to
Okay.
him on the 2-point
Let us
conversion. so-
let us keep this in consideration. The Chiefs dropped 40 on Jacksonville on the road, and the Texans dropped 13 at home.
Plus
Like,
a good
if that
game.
doesn't- If that doesn't tell you the difference between Watson and Mahomes, like what the hell does? Like,
Patrick Sherlock says Tennessee, Derrick Henry with a good game, and for Corey Davis as well. Just get
I
into
like
the next
Tennessee to
game.
win the game.
Dolphins at Cowboys.
Oh Jesus, Dolphins
I am
by
taking
20.
the over.
I'll take the Cowboys because I'm not an idiot.
Yeah.
I know it's sarcastic. I'm not here for it. Dolphins are so bad it's not even funny anymore.
It is. It will be funny.
It's gonna be funny, and
it's
Josh
like-
picked up Dak Prescott on waivers. I was salty.
Because
Just to piss you off because you have
No.
Drew Brees.
Because I have
No, 'cause
Baker, but like
I tried to get him.
all I'm saying is I'm just gonna pick up with the quarterback that's playing the Dolphins, or try to at least.
Hey, I had the defense that played him, and they scored 37, so that's good.
Well, that's
and
good
that
for
same
you.
and that same defense gets to play the Jets this week. So that people laughed
Good.
at me
We
for
will
taking.
talk about it when it comes up.
Uh-huh.
Next
fine.
game, Bengals at Bills. This is gonna be a hard game to watch, but you know who's gonna win? The
Buffalo.
Bills. The Bills.
They're going 3-0.
And the Bengals will be 0-3. Closer
Yep.
to my
As much as I hate to say it, I'll take the Bills. But play
Yeah.
somebody. Come on.
I mean, it's not their
It's
fault.
true. I mean, John has a good point. The Bills played the Giants and the Jets. Oh my
I
God,
know,
we forgot to talk
I
about
just hate
Daniel
Josh Allen.
Jones.
We'll talk about
Who
it once we get to the
cares?
Giants.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Lions
that's
at Eagles. This is a good game for the Lions to show that they're the real deal if they could pull off
Eagles.
this win.
Eagles.
Hey,
Carson Pence.
all I'm gonna say is, I said sleeper pick was the Chargers.
picked
Lions
Detroit.
games. Jackson,
I literally, if you go back and listen to it, I picked Detroit, and
but
you're
I
trying to tell
talked
me I
you
didn't.
into it.
No, not really. You took the Chargers at the end of the day.
Lions are undefeated. Yeah, but what did I say after it? That's the sleeper
You ended up
pick.
taking the Chargers.
I
So
said
don't
it's a
even try and
sleeper
talk
pick.
trash.
No, I said it was
But
a
it doesn't
sleeper
matter.
pick.
It doesn't matter because you didn't pick
Moving
it, so
on
you
to the
obviously
next
weren't
game,
that confident.
The Chiefs
Lions are gonna win.
playing against
Jets,
the
Patriots.
Ravens.
Jets, Patriots.
Oh, Jesus
Jets.
Christ. Patriots.
Jets.
Luke, what's his name?
Luke Falk.
Luke Folk.
No.
Should name him Luke.
Patriots.
They should name him Luke Fuck because he's a fuckhead.
Okay, no one
He's
reading
a third-string
this really.
quarterback. How is that
KC.
fair? It's not even his fault he's
Falcons
playing.
at Colts. This could be a good game if Jacoby Brissett comes out and play.
I'll say full.
I'll say Falcons.
I don't know.
I would say Falcons.
Yeah. Falcons coming off a good win. Raiders at Vikings.
This was the ends of the Falcons game.
Okay, Raiders at Vikings.
Yeah. This is an upset. Raiders.
This is a tough game to pick.
I'll pick the Vikings. Bounce back win.
Vikings just have a way better roster
I know
overall,
someone
but
that's going to be watching that game too.
but
No, they're going to be playing Minecraft during the game, actually.
but at this point, I think I would take Derek Carr over Kirk Cousins. I really do.
Ooh,
Patrick Sherlock says Raiders too. So
Derek Carr put up 10 points on us. That Vikings defense is going to tell him to piss off.
Kirk Cousins' quarterback rating last week was 25.
I don't care. Look
I
at
do.
how bad Derek Carr did.
Look at how
that
bad
pass
Kirk
at the
Cousins
goal
was.
line, I would have had a better chance QB sneaking it than he did there. And
Yeah.
I'm 6'2", 180. Like, what? That's ridiculous.
all right, let's just get to the next game, and that is the Baltimore Ravens at the Kansas City Chiefs. It will be rainy.
Ooh,
It will
it's
be
gonna
loud.
be a good game.
Oh,
It's gonna be a good
Chiefs.
game.
Not even close. 38-21. Give it to
No,
me.
it's gonna be
We
closer
don't
than
have
that.
a run game.
I don't care.
I'm
No,
glad
don't
Josh
run the run
actually
game
agrees with me.
Never use that
You
run
have
game
to
on me.
have a run game in the
No,
rain.
You don't.
You have
No,
to.
It doesn't.
Fantasy
not with
question,
Patrick
Trent.
Mahomes.
Please ask
Patrick
us any
doesn't
fantasy
care.
question.
Patrick,
John,
You
not
can't-
in the
doesn't
rain.
care.
If it is
can't.
pouring, you cannot pass the ball. You will
Not
hate Patrick
efficiently.
Mahomes for one
It's also
day.
not
You have
guaranteed
to be
it's
able to
gonna
run the
rain.
damn
The
ball.
game's in 5 days.
Patrick.
Okay?
Patrick just gave us a good old
I don't care
OG
about the
mention.
rain.
Start
We
benching. Pat.
have Patrick Mahomes.
Dude, Patrick Mahomes isn't gonna do anything if there's a monsoon and it's pouring.
Okay.
Okay.
Pick the Ravens. Go
I-
ahead. Pick them.
I'm not going to.
We're not picking the Ravens, John.
I'm
All right.
saying Chiefs score their fewest amount of points in the Mahomes era, though. They win 24-20, in my opinion.
You think our
24?
defense can only allow them to get 20 after how Lamar Jackson? Yeah, the thing is, this is Lamar Jackson's game to show off because
Yeah.
this is in the rain, and he will show that he is a running quarterback and a throwing quarterback now.
No.
Listen, I've never been high on
Okay.
Lamar Jackson,
Jackson's
and
always hated Lamar Jackson.
Trash.
I have
Trash.
because, and I will give him credit though, and I'll say this: he took the leap this year. And I know he played two bad
That
teams,
no
but
one
if you watch
expected.
if you watch the film, he's making throws into tight coverage, regardless of who's playing. It's good throws, and I think
It's
he
the
took.
Redskins.
It wasn't the Redskins, but okay. But he played 2
No,
years.
not the Redskins, my bad.
I think the step he took this year was the step a lot of people thought Baker was going to take this year,
And
but it
it's
just
opposite.
didn't happen. Baker looks worse this year than he did last year, and Lamar looks 5 times
Would
the
you say
quarterback
this
he
is
did
his
last year.
Mahomes year?
Who?
No.
Oh no, he's not going to look that good.
No one's going to be Mahomes. Mahomes is his own entity. Don't compare anyone ever
I'm
to him.
just saying. There are people now saying, instead of it's the second year, I think people will now call it Mahomes' year.
I mean, look, here's the thing about the Ravens. Lamar
Baker's
Jackson
overrated.
is going
I
to have to
agree.
prove himself this week. There's a lot of pressure on him. This
There
is his
is.
first
No,
real test.
This will be.
As
He will prove
the
himself.
new Lamar Jackson.
I bet you Lamar Jackson has 150 rushing yards by the end of the game.
Oh, I wouldn't shock me at all.
I could give a piss about the rain, okay? It makes a difference, but it's not the whole dang game.
It's important.
It's probably like 3/4 of the game.
No.
No.
Look
Listen,
at
and
the
when
snowy
bad
game.
conditions
Look at the snow game. Patrick put up 31
when
in the
bad
snow.
conditions
John,
happen,
it was not snowing, and you know it.
The Colts?
It was snowing during the Colts.
Barely.
There was definitely
it was barely snowing.
Okay,
Dude,
but
there
it
was snow-
snow all day. That was
Yeah, it was
that
First
the same-
touchdown, Tyreek Hill
I
running.
this. I will say, actually, the first touchdown was Damian Williams running, but whatever. I will say this. When it's bad conditions, typically the more physical team has an edge, and I would argue Baltimore is a lot more physical than we are right now.
Oh, by far.
So that's my. But we're faster. and we're more athletic, and we have a way better quarterback, and we have a way better head coach. So look
Chiefs.
at that. The only question will be, how much can the defense slow down Lamar Jackson in the offense?
Way better than
something
Harbaugh?
I do want to say is,
Oh, you don't think Reed's way better than Harbaugh?
Hey,
I think Harbaugh's a good coach.
Oh, I do too, but Reed is.
I mean,
I think they're both
dog.
top 5.
They're both top tier, but
something I do want to say is the first ever game that we did pick on KC3 takes was Ravens Chiefs.
it was.
And then Jackson went to the game and was like all hyped for like 3 hours, and then shows up on Monday and is like, "We're screwed, guys. We can't win."
All right,
I was
game,
right.
Broncos Packers. Jackson almost probably had a heart attack.
Okay, yeah, and you foresaw that D Ford was gonna go. Okay, no, we can't mention his name.
We gotta
his
stop
name's a
getting
no
D-Ford.
for last time we only talked about
and the
him
streak
for 30 minutes.
continues.
The streak has
God,
continued.
dang
John,
it.
this time it's John's fault.
It's always my fault. Am I on?
We need to. I'm gonna put up like a little counter now, and like
we need to watch
video
all our
board.
podcasts and make a
Days
default
with,
counter. Every time that we get pissed at him, we have to.
No, just
I don't even know.
anytime D Ford's name gets mentioned.
Oh my God! Stop saying those words.
Here,
Stop.
before we pick Broncos and
Stop.
Packers.
Shut up.
Before we pick Broncos and Packers, Trent Minshall, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. He has Robert Woods from the Rams and Marquise Brown. Who does he start? Marquise Brown.
No brainer. Marquise Brown. No one in Kansas City. Nobody in Kansas City can guard
It's gonna
him.
be raining though.
Nobody can guard him. Nobody in Kansas City can guard him.
Nobody in Kansas City can guard him.
This is one of those situations. If you have a Raven on your team on offense, start him right now. Listen, there's no question. That's an automatic start.
Start Joe Flacco. Sorry.
If you start
Plays
Joe
for the
Flacco, you
Broncos.
deserve to lose.
Yeah, I mean he's a good quarterback.
Broncos, Packers.
Broncos.
Packers.
Did you say Broncos, John?
I'm taking him.
Wow.
Rodgers is due for a bad loss. He slipped away by a God, for lack of a better word, I don't even know. He barely got by the Vikings at home.
It's
Broncos.
because Green Bay's defense
Packers.
is good.
I'm just trying
Saints
to
Green Bay
back to poor Trent. Trust us.
Green Bay's defense is going to shut Flacco down. It's
Packers.
not
It's
even
not
going to be
hard
hard.
to do that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, I
I'm
mean,
saying it's not even going to be hard. They're going to destroy Denver.
So far, they've shut down Mitchell Trubisky and Kirk Cousins.
But they have had to face the Vikings and Bears defense, which are both two of the best in the league. So, on one hand,
Yeah, but Kirk had the ball near the end zone, and he said, "I'm going to yeet that out the window."
hey, I mean, he made a stupid mistake. But, I mean, you
Next
thrive off
game.
of this.
Panthers,
Flacco
Cardinals.
makes those too.
Who even knows if Cam Newton will play?
Cardinals.
This is
Panthers
the
are a
Cardinals
damn
game to win.
joke.
Panthers.
The Panthers are a damn joke.
It's time for a Cam back.
Cam might not
Bounce
play.
back
Cam's
game.
probably not playing, John.
That's
There's
right.
like a high
God dang
probability
it.
he doesn't
What?
play. Can Will Greer come in and win that
Will
game?
Greer's not even playing.
No.
He's not even playing?
No, that's not their backup. Will Greer's
Who the hell's
third
the-
string. Their backup
What?
quarterback is
Push it.
Kyle Allen.
Why would you take Will Greer and then not put
Why would
him
you
there?
take Will Greer in the third round and not at least make him QB2?
Because
Like,
it's kind of like
I mean, this. I know this is just me being a Mizzou fan. Drew Lock was battling for the third string at one point.
did he get the second? Oh no, he got hurt.
He got second string though, but he was battling. I mean, these quarterbacks
you-
aren't given a backup or starting position when they're drafted.
Let's be
Especially someone
completely
like Will
honest,
Greer
though.
When you're a fourth round pick.
Let's just be completely honest, though. If you're on Denver and you don't win the quarterback job, you suck major dick. Like, that is just...
Yeah.
in here, bro.
I don't care if you're a rookie. If you get beat out by Joe Flacco, you suck.
Well,
Yeah,
Drew
and I
Lock's
like
also on the
Mizzou, but-
IR.
Drew
Lock's
Lock
crap.
is not that good. I mean,
He
it's
hasn't
just...
even
wasn't-
played.
He wasn't even good for Mizzou.
Okay.
John, shut up.
John. John, come
I had to
on.
do it to him. Sorry.
No, you didn't. But it's whatever. Someone said my computer
Who's
lagged out.
worse,
Drew Lock or
Adam
Michael Porter
Wolf
Jr.
or Drew Lock?
What did he say?
Adam Wolf or Drew Lock? I don't know what you're talking about. Adam Wolf being bad. Adam Wolf is.
Adam Wolf is the greatest basketball player in Missouri
And if
history.
you don't know who it is, then you don't know college basketball.
Yeah, if you don't know who Adam
Yeah.
Wolf is, then you can leave right now.
Yeah, you
I
can
don't
get the piss
understand
out
how
of
he
here.
wasn't picked up by a team.
Yeah, it's disgraceful.
Because he's the greatest player of all time. They were afraid of his greatness.
They've got to
Literally,
make a
Zion
league for
has
him.
ran away from Adam Wolf.
Yeah.
There's no video evidence, though, so don't ask us for it. But next game is Giants Buccaneers. Daniel Jones won the starting job. Thoughts on that?
Who cares?
Thoughts? I care because it's finally the end of mediocrity in Eli Manning.
Is it? This is
It's
what
the
happened
end.
last
It's
time.
the end. It's the end. The last time it was Geno Smith. That's what happened. And I mean, listen, I know this is a hot take, and I know a lot of people don't agree with this, but I don't think Eli Manning's a Hall of Fame quarterback that much. I really don't. And it's been really talked about recently. Now listen before you call me stupid. In his 2 Super Bowl runs, his defense gave up 15 points a game. You could strap my helmet up right now and send me out to the damn field, and I could win those damn Super Bowls.
Jackson, no, you couldn't.
Yes, I pissing could. Okay, that was run game, and it was.
Didn't you say that he should be a Hall of Famer?
No, I said I would solely put him in because he took 2 rings away from Tom Brady. That to me is deserving. But overall, as a quarterback, no. I mean, Rex Grossman put up better numbers. That's sad. That is terrible. I mean,
he doesn't even get a vote for me. No.
Eli Manning, to finish your career as a starter, 116 and 116 is not Hall of Fame numbers. And you think about it, and those 2 that
take out the last 3 years and let me know what his record is.
Okay, that doesn't he should have retired 3 years ago. Then
I will say that. I will agree.
That's not. That you can't really say anything. That's his fault for playing when he obviously
Hall of Famer. He needs to quit now.
Keep this though. In 2007, when they won the Super Bowl, Manning literally threw 23 touchdowns and 20 interceptions. He threw 20 interceptions in the season, and they won the Super Bowl. There's not another quarterback in this damn league that could do that and get away with it. Like, that is just terrible. And you look at points per game and playoff wins, he is so below all the other elite quarterbacks. Points per game. And Breeze is at 32, Rodgers at 30.9, Brady's at 30, Peyton Manning's at 28.6. He's putting up basically 7 points less per game than these other guys in playoff wins. And, I mean, they have less rings because their defense wasn't as good. Just facts. And I would say
Patrick Mahomes had that Giants defense.
I would say Tony Romo was a better quarterback than Eli Manning. And I
100%.
I feel that.
Cam Newton's a better quarterback than Eli Manning.
Eli Manning, okay, first of all, the David Tyree catch is not a good throw. He just heaved that shit up and it got caught miraculously. All right. Now, the Mario Manningham throw is probably the best throw he's ever going to make in his life. And part of me believes that was a little bit of luck, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because he did get to beat Tom Brady. And you do that, you get credit. So say that. But I'm so glad he's done playing.
Wait
for now.
1 second. Trent has one more question. He's got 2 tight ends, T.J. Hawkinson or Danielle Walker. T.J. lit it up week 1, but didn't show up last week. Lions are playing who?
Dude, play T.J. Hawkinson. They're playing the Eagles. The Eagles secondary is doo-doo. Play T.J. Hawkinson. And their linebacking core is probably the worst in the league, to be honest. Their defensive line's pretty good, but their linebacking core sucks absolute chunks. So
my question is, why do you have a tight end dispute like that with Delaney Walker and T.J. Hawkins?
That's a good position to be in. I mean, those are 2 of the best tight ends in fantasy. I mean,
but why do you need 2 of them?
You don't, but I mean,
he does.
One gets hurt. I mean,
all right.
Who knows?
Back to Giants. Back to Giants.
Yeah, back to those frauds.
Who cares?
Will
Daniel Jones is not. He's not going to be good. He's not.
That's
I'm just
going
to say it.
Will he be good?
No. He went to Duke.
Yeah, listen, Daniel Jones, I will say this. I think he ends up being better than Dwayne Haskins. I'll say that. I don't believe in Dwayne Haskins that much.
I don't either.
I don't know. This quarterback class could be one of the weaker ones or one of the stronger ones ever. We'll have to give it some time because right now it's just up in the air.
That's just how it is for every class.
I know, but this one especially for me because I just feel like there's not a lot of certainty. Like last year, there was like 5 guys, and Baker looked great. Lamar was winning games. Darnold looked like he had potential. Josh Allen has a big arm. That's about it. And then Rosen was just thrown into an absolute shithole. But
poor Rosen. I feel bad for that guy.
I feel like,
oh my God, I'm going to get off the Cardinals. Like, I don't care if it means I'm losing my job to Kyler Murray. And then they're like, oh, you're going to sit behind Ryan Fitztragic.
Yeah. I mean, that's not even fair. I'm pretty sure he's never going to get a fair shot in this league, to be honest with you. which is
we might
sad.
never see if he could actually be a legitimate quarterback.
Which is sad, because when he came out of the draft, I'll admit it, I thought he was the best quarterback in that draft. I loved his play in UCLA, but
turns out it was Lamar Jackson.
So far, yeah, and Lamar's winning the most. So that's all that matters at the end of the day, according to Brady
I
Tards.
hate the Browns. I'm just gonna say it. God.
Yeah, the Browns fan base became so cancerous so quick.
Like, they think they can beat the Chiefs. Okay.
They thought
Bring
they
it
were
on.
hot shit all offseason.
Bring it on.
They thought they were hot shit all offseason, and Tennessee went in there and punched them in the fucking mouth.
PSG said Fitzmagic. What the? I put my headphones on and I just seen Jackson dropping F-bombs.
Well, we've got to be honest with ourselves. The Browns, at max, are going to get a wild card spot.
What are you talking about my Browns? What are you talking about my Browns?
We've been talking about them, Josh.
Get the Dog Pound Nation crap out of here, Josh.
Yeah,
Browns are the most ignorant little pieces of garbage that think that somehow Baker Mayfield and Odell are going to
hope the Browns finish like 5-11.
Ohio for Cleveland for the greatest.
I don't know why you have such a boner for them, bro. Like, they're not.
She said, shut the...
Oh, don't watch, kid. Dude, I don't... Shut the fuck up, Josh. Yes. Thank you, PS Jamer. He said, shut the fuck up, Josh. No one cares. They suck. They do suck.
They're awful.
It's not that hard of a concept.
Who's better, the Browns or the Dolphins?
The Dolphins.
We'll see, guys.
Nobody's worse than the Dolphins. Let's be nice. But yeah, the Browns are 6-10.
So,
changed my mind.
already talked about the Saints, Seahawks, Texans, Chargers?
No, we haven't. I mean, you were right here. You're the one asking us the questions.
I took my headphones off for like 10 seconds, and you guys start talking about...
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we could have got through all those games in 10 seconds.
Who wins, BVMS or Harmony? I don't...
Blue Valley Middle School or Harmony? That's what I'm guessing.
What on earth is Harmony? That's my question.
If your Harmony looks like they're dog shit just from the name, so BVMS will probably win.
Like a choir school to me.
This kid's probably from Harmony. He's like, what the hell?
Yeah, he said yes.
Anyway, does Daniel Jones get a win in his debut?
Yes, beats the Buccaneers because Jameis Winston is trash and he likes to steal crab legs.
What even happened? Someone explain that to me. I don't even know.
He stole crab legs from a store. That's literally what happened.
Why didn't you just buy them?
Yeah, you're rich as hell, dude. You're making $20 million this year.
No, that was when he was at Florida State.
Oh, okay. Well, then actually, no. Steal all the crab legs you want.
We will talk about
pay the players.
We were talking.
No, okay. Here's the thing. You can't say like you act like it's just players, but normal students have that shit too. Like they're like, the cafe closes at 6. It closes at 6 for everyone. It's not just student athletes.
That's what I'm saying.
I know,
Here, Jackson, let me ask you this. If you pay Alabama players, do you play Northwest Missouri players?
No, because Northwest Missouri State doesn't bring in money.
Northwest Missouri State players should make no fucking money playing football.
So then why So Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. I mean, here's the thing. If you're going to pay...
Is it only Bama, Chicago, and Georgia?
Chicago? What the fuck?
Clemson.
I mean, look, that's better than the current system right now.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you pay one, you're going to end up paying them all because then there's going to be an outcry.
That's what I'm saying.
And so you're going to end up paying every single player. And
that doesn't mean that we should still be oppressing them because they're making... I
don't think it's oppressing them. They already are getting paid by football scholarship.
They're not
paying to go to school. What are you talking about? At some of these
Patrick Mahomes uses football. How much is he using?
Do you know how much?
Do you think he cares?
He doesn't even need it. He's going to make so much money it won't even matter.
That just shows how stupid it is because he's forced to live through 4 years of being an unpaid college athlete while he's bringing in millions of dollars for these old white dudes that are just like, oh, yes, tons of money from my sport.
You do realize.
Ramming their heads into people for an education? Like,
you do realize
how ignorant that is?
You do realize that these players are going, these programs are going to bring in this amount of money regardless of if the team's winning or not. You look at Tennessee. They sold out for BYU after losing to Georgia State.
Texas A&M is the biggest profit-making college football team.
Okay, and they should have to pay their players accordingly.
They shouldn't. That's the difference. Because they're not the best players. They're not.
Okay,
you're
but
gonna
they bring
pay
in the
them
money.
most.
They bring in the money. They
But
bring in the money.
But you're not getting the point. That team is gonna bring in money regardless of who.
That doesn't
out
mean that
there.
they shouldn't be paid for it.
They shouldn't. They're there to play football and try and get to the next level. That's it. That's already
like saying that McDonald's people shouldn't get paid because people are going to eat at McDonald's anyway.
So there's not a step above McDonald's. I mean, there is a step above McDonald's, but you understand what I'm saying here.
Honest,
there's not a step above. Like you're going.
You can start ordering from touchscreens.
You are going to go from college to the pros. That's the goal. And while you're there, you're getting an education. And a lot of those players, the majority of them, are getting money off of their college tuition, which is a shit ton of money. I mean, to go to KU out of state, like without scholarships and shit, is like $80,000. Like, total.
Do you think those football players?
Ridiculous.
Do you think that a legitimate NFL football talent cares that they're going to get paid $80,000 in a
not having to pay college tuition and getting an education? Hold on. Not have to pay college debt after you get out of college and having an education is a great step ahead of the people.
Okay, but none of these football players care about that. That's
they have to. Because it's illogical to think that all these football players are going to go pro.
Just an education is enough for the amount of money that they bring in.
For a mostly free education, then you can go afterwards. It's totally worth it. It is totally worth it.
So in an industry where they make $900 million a year, it is okay that Tua Tagovailoa, a nationwide, basically football household name, makes what at most $100,000 a year off of a tuition. That's ridiculous.
He's going to go into the pros.
But that's not a promise. That's not a promise.
It is virtually a promise.
What
for
if
him.
a guy runs his head into his knee? Boom.
I'm sure someone still
he has a college degree to go to take a job.
Wouldn't be the first time that's happened. Like, it's so ridiculous to think that the main producers, the number one producer in that whole industry, makes nothing besides an education, which is pretty intangible to a lot of them, because half of them don't even end up using it.
Okay, but to your point, if you get injured, you have that education. You can use it and get a job outside of football.
Okay, but it's still, while they're playing, they're still bringing in money. So when he looks back on it, he's going to be like, wow, I spent 3 years playing football to end up getting my knee blown up. And they're like, well, you can have your education, but you brought in...
Do you know how valuable it is to get a college degree for nothing?
I don't think he does. That's what's not clicking.
Tua Tagovailoa, no, it's not that useful.
How? It can get you... Do you know how long it would take to pay off $100,000 for the average student?
I know, but they're making it. But look at the numbers of economics that they're bringing in for the NCAA that's being pocketed by coaches and athletic directors and people at the university rather than the players themselves. Like, yes, a college tuition is nice, but look at how Tua Tagovailoa's likeness is worth millions of dollars. You're going to say he can't profit off that.
No, Tua is not worth over millions of dollars. Tua is not worth over millions of dollars.
Nike would sign him for $100 million.
Do you understand this? If Tua Tagovailoa quit the football team today, Alabama's attendance would stay the exact damn same. It wouldn't change.
Okay, but it doesn't matter because the player...
It does matter because you're arguing that he's bringing in money, but it's the team. It's not him. It's the organization. It's the program.
But look at...
Trent says, take the university profits from the sport itself.
You guys are clearly just blind to the fact that the
John,
players...
this dude's favoring with you. Take the university profits from the sport itself and divide them by a certain percentage to find the number each player for the certain university makes. Only fair way.
Yeah, I don't know who this guy is, but he's the only person with a single brain in this entire freaking server.
PS says, bro, I'm done. Too much yelling. Well, I knew this was going to happen.
See you later.
Sorry.
Look, it's ridiculous. Because look at the money that the players are bringing in, whether or not it's Tua Tagovailoa, okay? Then even just look at his likeness. He could sign a deal with Nike worth millions of dollars. He could be worth 7 figures overnight. Yet, apparently, they're not allowed to profit off that because a $100,000 education is enough. That's just silly.
A year?
That's silly.
Let me argue this point, though. All right? And this point isn't rather if it's fair to the player, but I think it's agreeable upon us that the fact that they don't get paid and they have to play for a contract and have to play to get to the next level makes the sport more enjoyable.
It absolutely does.
And none of them play.
It absolutely does.
So, John, if they were getting paid, they don't need to try.
So if they're getting paid, their effort level is just going to go down. It's bound to happen. And that's going to make
that's fine.
And that's going to make the consumer less likely to watch it.
And if the effort level goes down, then look at what happens. People are going to stop watching. And then they're going to stop paying players because there's not going to be money to pay them with.
And then we're going to get back to square one, and they're not going to get paid, and they're going to play for college tuition again. No, because
then they're going to say, hey, John, look, you better start trying, otherwise we're not going to have money to pay.
John, what do you want to be done?
Stupid.
What do you want to be done at the end of this?
Look, okay, I'm not the one that is making the plans, but first of all, this is just a baseline.
Okay.
They should be allowed to profit off their likeness. That is so clear.
I don't care what it is. John, if you were to take
before
charge
you move on,
of this.
Hold on, let me ask this. How do you determine a player's likeness?
It's pretty simple. Like, you can't sign a deal with Nike and then the NCAA.
It can't be pretty simple. They
can't even have a YouTube channel that is like...
No, if you have a YouTube channel, you can take all the money from that. I think that's not cool. That's like
you can't even do that. But okay,
no,
then why is being a football player not a job? They spend like 8 hours a day on football, but apparently that's a job that even though that their talent and their football brings in millions of dollars, their payment should be $25,000 a year.
But what do they say?
$25,000 a year.
In school,
that's like below the poverty line.
When you're in school, what do they tell you? It's academics first, then sports. All right, and that's the way that they're going to preach it.
That's such a farce.
But listen,
that's such a farce. That's so useless. I don't care if they preach it. Look at Ben Simmons. He said, "I don't give a dang about academics. I'm wasting a year of my life here at LSU." Now look, I'm gonna not try because they're not paying me anything. Why should I try?
Go on to make the NCAA tournament too.
Yeah, because he was smart because going to the NCAA tournament gained him nothing at all.
No, John,
no money.
No, literally, he was like he didn't have a good GPA.
Yeah, because
he was actually
because
dumb.
He didn't care. Because you know why? College basketball is not a platform for people to get an education. It's a platform for people to make money for better. Well, not better, but higher up people in university.
Then why even go, John?
You're starting to.
Then why even go to college? No, you don't. You can just take a year off. You can just train and not go, and then you can go to the draft.
You can't.
Not in the NFL, but you're arguing college basketball. You can just take a year off and do whatever, then go in. Why wouldn't he do that then? If he was so upset with the idea of college, why wouldn't he do that?
Okay, well, let's see. For one, a lot of scouts definitely prefer that you don't take a year off.
But you just said college basketball does nothing. But apparently now it does a lot that's for you to play it because scouts like to see you play college basketball.
Okay, but to go all the way to playing a bowl game or playing the NCAA tournament, they don't care about that. So
I guarantee you, if you go off in the NCAA tournament, your draft stock rises, regardless of who you are.
Okay, but did it matter? Like that, it's not that big a deal. Well,
I mean, it not in his case because he's a physically dominant basketball player that people knew coming in were going to go. People were going to pick high in the draft. He was already. If he would have come straight out of high school, he would have been a top 5 pick. So it's not like, but I don't know what to say, honestly. I'm just saying, like, you're trying to say college is terrible. They're not paying him. He has no business to be there. It's not benefiting him. But then on the other hand, you're saying that he had to go because the scouts wanted him to and that it would benefit him if he did.
Okay, well, first of all, the basketball side of things, yeah, it's completely different than my football argument because there's a bit of a different, perspective
if you pay one sport, you're paying all.
Yeah, well, you cannot.
But there's a different premise there. It's not the same thing.
No, there's not.
It's not. You can go to the NBA as an 18-year-old. Zion Williamson was good enough to play in the NBA. Stop interrupting. That's so annoying. Can you shut up? Oh, my God. Okay, it's simple. Yeah, they're two different entities. There has to be different payment structure for both of them. But you guys still haven't come up with first of all, like I said before I was cut off, the likeness thing, what is an argument against players being able to profit off their likeness? Why could Zion Williamson not appear in commercials with Nike? What was wrong with that? I don't get that.
Because if Zion can appear in commercials with Nikes, then that means any other single person can appear in commercials with Nike.
But I don't have a problem with that point.
Josh,
I don't have a problem with that part.
You're dumb.
John,
that is...
I literally didn't say anything wrong about that.
Okay, but you said if Zion appears in commercials, then anyone else can appear in commercials.
What's wrong with that? I'm fine with Nike coming to you. But I don't think you can make money. Like, I don't want Tua to make all this money and then this O-line make $5. I mean,
okay, but the issue with that is, look at how well people know Tua.
You guys know where this is about to head, all right? And this
look at what happens when I flip on my TV to watch Alabama. I flip it on to watch Tua, not their center, not their left guard, because the reality of it is, just like in the real world, some positions are more valuable than others, and they're more marketable than others, and that's bottom line.
But you're telling me you didn't watch Alabama before Tua. Because I'm sure you did.
But there were players before him that made it great too. It's not just Tua. It was Jalen Hurts before him.
I brought up this name before.
Who else? AJ McCarron played for them.
What about Antonio Brown?
Mark Ingram was cold.
What about Antonio Brown? What do you mean?
What would you do? He
went to a small school, Josh.
So you don't pay him, but look at him now. He's like the
he went to a small school because his grades were absolutely terrible. His grades were trash. If he couldn't play football, he would be a nobody.
Yeah,
he's obviously an idiot.
He wasn't marketable in college, Josh. No one cares where you go. Like UCM.
To be honest, nobody in Central Michigan is marketable except for Eric Fisher, who goes number 1. He wasn't even. But what I'm saying, you can't argue like that. But what I'm saying, I think a problem that would occur if we do agree to pay college players. And by the way, I am on the side that you should be able to sign jerseys. You should be able to make YouTube videos and get paid for it. You should be able to appear in commercials. I'm on that side. My side is I don't think that the money should come direct. I don't think colleges should directly pay the athlete. That's my side. Exactly. But I think that they should be able to make profits. But my thing here is that once players start making money, if we eventually do say, all right, we're going to start paying players money, the problem that's going to come up immediately is that the Me Too movement's going to get in here, and everyone's going to get in here, and all these women, they're going to say, why don't women get paid as much? And even if you break it down logically, okay, now you're being hypocritical. You're not letting me finish my sentence. Okay. Even if you're right and you bring up the statistics that men are watched more than women, they're going to keep nagging and nagging and nagging to the point where it's just insufferable, and you're going to have to eventually cave in and give it to them because they're just going to be too annoying. That's what's going to happen. Can I go now? You can go now.
Has that ever worked for any women's sports organization ever that's nagging?
UConn women's basketball.
What happened with them? What? Like, the WNBA, like, every 3 years, they nag, and it never works. There was a big one last summer, and do you even remember it? No. Like, bottom line is, like, yeah, it's an interesting little reality for it. But
wait, remember what?
There was a whole WNBA we should be paid more movement last year, and after about 2 months, they were like, hey, sorry, your league just doesn't make any money. If more people watched, we pay you more.
No, John. You just asked, do you remember? No, but it sounds like you remember it.
I know, but what I'm pointing out is how insignificant those things end up becoming, because once they get far enough momentum, people realize that, quite frankly, it's ridiculous to pay people more than money than they're bringing in. So they get shot down.
And that's why people still
get
paid different amount in the NBA.
I think this should be the last thing we hit on, and then we should just move off the topic. We've been talking about it for a long time. But my thing is that I have no problem with women's sports. See you, Patrick. But I don't have a problem with women's sports or anything. But the WNBA is a league that is just not a good product. I think everyone would agree it's not fun to watch. Now, when you watch Serena Williams play tennis, it's very entertaining because she's very good.
Oh, exactly.
But when you watch women's basketball, you're in pain because it's like WNBA is so bad. It's not entertaining. The women's athletic ability isn't to a point to where I'm interested in watching, and that's why I think that movement and nobody really pays attention to them because it's like, I could watch LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, all these great guys, or I could watch these girls that can't even dunk a basketball except for maybe 2 of them, and you wonder why people aren't watching. That'd be my final take on that.
But okay, but. So
John, this is your last thing that you can say.
This roots back to you saying that the issue with paying players is that the women are going to come out and say we need to get paid.
Which will end up happening.
We're done.
But it's going to end up being the same thing that happens with the WNBA.
But it's going to be
where they say, hey, look, sorry, if you can find a way to make your league more profitable, like what happened with Serena Williams, where now she makes a ton of money because a ton of people watch her, then that's what you're going to have to do to get your money.
Cameron Garner says thoughts on Jalen. I really hope we did not just...
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. I don't know.
Jalen, though, we'll go over it again. Yes. Again, I think everybody here basically would like him at the right price.
No double
that's
first
good
rounds.
enough.
But nobody wants 2 first-round picks to be
Saints,
given up.
and let's finish out this, and then we'll wrap up the podcast. Saints, Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Oh, we didn't even finish the thing. Dear God.
Nah,
Seahawks.
Yeah,
Texans,
no Drew Brees
Chargers.
equals those.
I feel
Chargers
like
that.
Texans.
Chargers.
I'll take the Chargers to bounce back after a loss.
Steelers and 49ers. 49ers are going to start 3-0.
49ers. They're not bad.
I'm going to take an upset. I think Pittsburgh wins. I think Mason Rudolph shows out. I don't
Sunday
know
Night
why.
Football.
I bet you he shows out, but I think that
I have a
the
gut
Steelers'
feeling.
defense just isn't good.
I agree with you
So-
there, but adding Minka is going to help.
Sunday Night Football, Rams and Browns at Cleveland.
Rams. Won't even be
Wow, you
close.
both agreed on something. Shocking.
All right, end it.
Dog
That's
Pound
it.
Nation.
No,
I have
we haven't even
some
got to Monday night. We haven't even got to Monday night.
Monday night is Bears at Redskins. I have the
Don't even
Redskins
ask.
winning.
Bears.
This is whenever
Bears.
Matt. No, I have Redskins. If Redskins win, Matt Nagy's on the hot seat.
No, he's
Imagine
not.
Case
You're not on
Keenum.
the hot seat after 3 weeks after winning the division. That's not how it works.
Nope. Jackson, you want Barry Odom gone after we lost to Wyoming?
All right, nope, let's
But
not delve into
There's
this.
a big
Thanks
difference
for
between going to. No, hold on. We have one more thing. Trent Minshew said, if you don't do it by specific sport profit,
No.
everything would work."
Trent
He's
is a
not-
smart-
oh my
Trent is a
God,
homie.
Jackson really.
No,
Hey,
I'm
you
fine
have
what's
to-
going on. This is a
you-
completely relevant topic.
You have to look at what the comments are, Josh. This is our people. These are the
I
people
did
that are
not want to
listening.
say it because I wanted to get past that.
Because
No,
you knew that you're
it's
wrong.
an
and
interesting-
Trent is a genius.
Listen, I think most
I
of our
love you,
fans.
Trent.
No, I stopped
I
it
think
because
most
we are
of-
losing people.
No, we aren't. I mean, we obviously have people that are engaging and are interested in talking about it. So
Yeah, look at Trent. He's replying.
Trent is an intellectual person, obviously, that has a stance on this that
Just
isn't
resume
just
your
blatting out words. So
Jesus.
I would like to talk about it. You know, I mean,
What did he
how-
say? Let's listen to him.
so he said, if you do it by the sport profit, everything would work. Period. Think about it hard. And he said and then he said the same thing. He doubled down, and then he said Niners win for sure. So yes, we do disagree somewhere, Trent. But
Well, you disagree with Trent everywhere, so
listen to this. All right, let's do this. I saw this on the herd today, so we kind of have to.
dear God, no. Once you say
Listen,
the herd, you
It's
lose my
interesting.
attention.
It's interesting. No, listen. You may not agree with what he did. Segments are actually pretty entertaining, and he did today. He went around the NFL and excluded like the very top guys like Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady. But he said he went around and he said Dak or this guy, and he said all the guys in the league that he would take or wouldn't take over Dak, and it was a really interesting segment. If you guys want to do it real quick,
Let's do it. We've already
all right.
poop-housed around this whole thing.
All right, so and this is for the next 5 years. All right, you assume it's this. You assume they're in the same situation, right?
All right.
They get so Dak Prescott or Deshaun Watson.
Dak.
Dak.
Man, this is really tough. For health reasons, I think I would go Dak. I think
Yeah,
that
that's kind of where I stand. Deshaun's a risky one because he runs into a lot of sacks.
this one's pretty easy in my opinion. Dak Prescott or Cam Newton.
Dak. What?
Is one
Yeah.
of these about to be Baker or Patrick Mahomes?
We're not even on that. We're going Dak.
Oh.
This one was interesting. Dak or Jimmy Garoppolo.
Dak.
This is tough.
No, it's not. If you really think about it.
I mean, Garoppolo. Here's my one critique on Dak that I've always had is he's not a natural thrower of the football, and he definitely doesn't look. He's got the build of a quarterback, but doesn't look like one. And he's getting better. But you look at guys like Garoppolo and like Rodgers and them. They all throw the ball. It just looks natural. When he throws it, it doesn't look the same, in my opinion. But I think there was one. John, did you answer it?
I'll go Garoppolo.
This one's pretty interesting. Dak or Carson Wentz?
Carson Wentz.
I would say Dak. I think
Over Carson Wentz?
I think Carson's a better talent, but you just can't count on Carson's health like you can with Prescott. And I mean, Wentz is one of the best talents in the NFL, but like, man, this one should be a no-brainer. Dak Prescott or Derek Carr?
Derek Carr.
Yeah, I know that's sarcastic because you just talk shit
No.
on them all podcast.
If you really think about it.
No,
No,
no.
it's not
Don't
even
even
close.
start, Josh.
Here's one that was pretty. They took a while to answer on the show, but I answered immediately. Dak or Jared Goff? I said Dak.
Dak.
No question. I think Jared Goff might be the most overrated quarterback in football.
I think he's about to be another Tom Brady. Just has a really good coach.
No.
Could be, because he gets a lot of... Hey, listen, Tom Brady's made a career getting chicken shit luck, and Jared Goff already has. You know that call that wasn't called in the NFC title game? That could be like his tuck rule.
No. Jared Goff is the Peyton Manning to Patrick Mahomes.
No, I don't ever say Jared Goff is close to Peyton Manning.
But I'm talking about the Manning to Brady. That's what he's going to be to Mahomes.
No, if anything, it's Watson that's above Goff.
I know, but Goff the Rams are going to be in the Super Bowl a lot.
And the Texans should be in the playoffs a lot, so it'll be interesting. All right, Matthew Stafford or Dak Prescott?
Dak.
Dak.
I'd take Dak as well. Matt Ryan or Dak?
Ooh.
Dak.
Just pretty tough. I would personally
I'll
say
go
Matt
because
Ryan.
of age. I'll go Dak.
Yeah,
I would say
Matt Ryan
it's just for the next 5 years. I would take Matt Ryan. I think he's a better quarterback overall, but it's not an easy decision by any means. Let's see, any more that I had on here? Oh, obviously this one's the easiest one. Dak Prescott or Gardner Minshew? Obviously Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew.
Just no question about it.
Lamar Jackson?
That's a good one. Let's do it.
Lamar.
I love Lamar right now. I think that he's actually become a way better quarterback.
Whoa.
I know. I hated him at first because he couldn't throw the football, and I think a lot of people agreed with me. But looks like he's worked real hard and he's gotten better. But so I'd say for the next 5, I'd still take Dak.
I was gonna say. I was like, I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's tough. All right, Russell Wilson or Dak? I'd take Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. He's top 5 in the league.
Facts. No
Dear
cap.
God.
Oh my mama. Phillip Rivers or Dak Prescott? I'd take Dak.
Dak.
5 years, I'll take Dak.
Yeah,
right now, I'll take Phillip.
Yeah, I think that's the consensus. All right, this is the last one we'll do. Baker Mayfield or Dak Prescott?
Baker Mayfield.
Dak.
I'd take Dak. I think Baker has too much Brett Favre in him. He throws too many picks, which is not a terrible thing, but Baker's a bad decision maker. He puts the ball in harm's way a lot. So that'd be my personal opinion there. We would do Mahomes but Mahomes would literally be the consensus every single pick.
Yeah, and if anyone told me that anybody is better than Mahomes, I would go on a 20-minute players should be paid rant about how stupid you are.
Yeah, that's facts. It said Trent said Dak is averaging 10.9 per attempt this season. Only Pat has topped that. Yeah, no. Dak is actually throwing the ball very well. Granted it's the Giants and Redskins, but Dak Prescott has looked very efficient. Here's a little, unless you guys are eager to get off, but one, and I think Josh already kind of answered this question. He sparked my interest in this question. Who's the coach with the hottest seat right now in the NFL?
Ooh.
I'll let John go first.
Look, it's kind of an interesting one, but I honestly feel like you could make an argument for Mike Tomlin.
I thought you were going to go there. I could see it. Josh?
I feel like that's reasonable.
Matt Nagy, but I'll give another one.
Matt Nagy, shut up.
Here's my opinion. Matt Nagy.
Minnesota's coach.
Zimmer. In my opinion, the Bears could go like 4-12, and they would keep Nagy for at least another year.
Anthony Lynn's on the hot seat.
Nah, I think Anthony Lynn's got it pretty locked up, unless they're just absolute horrid. Mine would be Jay Gruden in Washington. I think he's absolutely out the door after this year. Regardless of what happens at this point, he is just not really accomplished anything ever. So I think that's not too much of a stretch. Also, Ron Rivera in Carolina is on a very...
I feel like it's highly reasonable that at the end of this season there's only one minority coach remaining in the NFL.
Which would be?
Chargers guy. I don't remember his name right now.
I bet Brian Flores stays in Miami.
Oh, I forgot he technically qualifies. But Rivera
technically qualifies. That dude's darker than the night sky.
I know. I wasn't saying technically. I just didn't forgot because the Dolphins are pretty irrelevant.
I feel like it's hard to fire a guy after 1 year in that situation.
Yeah.
They kind of figured they were going to tank.
I wouldn't be shocked to see Rivera and what's his name gone.
Is Rivera a minority?
No.
Yeah. Yes.
He's qualified, but no.
Is he Hispanic?
What? Okay, Josh, that is across the line. Let's cut this down before we get racial here.
No, I honestly thought Ron Rivera was white. What is he?
Yeah, he's qualified, but I think he's Hispanic.
What is he?
Yeah. What does
Indian maybe?
Does having
Indian,
Latino
maybe?
descent not make you a minority in Josh's book?
Josh is like,
Josh is like, well, he
Josh
is
is
a
like,
Latino,
unless your
but
skin,
he's not a
he's like,
minority.
unless your skin color is brown, you are not a minority.
Yeah,
Not on my book.
God. We're turning into Mazodcast all of a sudden. We let him on one time, and then we just spiral out of control.
Twice.
Twice.
Keep your facts together.
Bro, I want them on again. They need to,
Oh yeah, by the way, if you're still
Mazodcast.
listening on the Twitter, I'm going to be posting the college football polls tomorrow.
Oh my God! Everyone
for
looks
the-
forward to those.
Well, it got 80 votes last time, so
One
obviously
of them.
somebody cares.
Yeah, that's like more than our entire audience.
So, piss off, Josh, By the way, your guys' picks last week were like 500, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it'll be back up. And I guess we're not going to do any college picks. Are there any big games this week in college?
No. College football is stupid.
Georgia and Notre Dame. I have
Oh, yeah. I got Georgia.
Georgia. And we will see you guys on Saturday.
Peace out.